Hi, I'm Osha Garriok, and I'm here today to tell you about our Manager Conversation Series 5, which is around team feedback. So before I get into episode 5, I'd like to just remind you that we've already done 4 great episodes, which you might have missed. So go back and have a look. We did languages of appreciation, we did some growth mind cards, and some other fun exercises that you can do with your team. But let's get to episode 5. So as usual, we've got a number of guides to help you through this process. There's this video for you as the facilitator. There's a facilitator guide that you can download, as well as some slides that you can use at your team meeting. Before you get into the preparation, we've given you a link for a video by Patrick Lencioni. And he talks about the difference between responsibility-based leadership and reward-based leadership. And it's really worth a watch. Then we suggest before you have your team meeting, you send a little email out just to get people prepared for the kind of conversation you're going to have in your team meeting. So, remind them to come open-minded and ready for this kind of conversation. Then we suggest as you get into your meeting, you set some ground rules. It's really important for these kind of conversations to have a psychologically safe space. So the ground rules are just, let everybody have a chance to talk. Let's be open and honest. Don't shoot the messenger. It's okay to disagree. So that you have these nice ground rules set in place before you start the conversation. And then today is really about 3 questions. We want you to ask your team, what's really working well for us as a team? What do we do well? What could we be doing even better? And thirdly, what suggestions do you have in order for us to be a more effective team? So just those 3 questions. But we suggest you take an approach of 3 different phases of your meeting. So start out by putting those questions up on the slide and letting people have an individual response to them. Give them some time to think. They can make some notes and get familiar with the idea of those 3 questions. Then we suggest you put them into breakouts. And that could be 2 or 3 people in a breakout, depending on the size of your team. If you're on Zoom or Teams, it works really well. So send them into the breakouts for 10 to 15 minutes and let them share their ideas. Let them see if somebody else came up with something different. Do they agree on things? Do they have different ideas? And this is great. A stimulated conversation amongst team members. Then you bring them back into the main room and then use the facilitator, just debrief that. Take each of the questions on a slide, make some notes, encourage some conversation, and bring out the value of what they found in their breakouts. Then we suggest you send them back into the breakouts one more time, just to prioritize those actions that they came up with. Because they've thought of lots of different suggestions now, but in order for this to really be practical for you as a team, it's best to prioritize. So get them to go back and as a team, come up with the top priority action. Then they bring that back to you again and you debrief that one final time and make some notes on those prioritized actions that you've all agreed that you're going to do as a team. It'll be a good idea for you to make some notes because you could send those out after the meeting, and then at your next meeting you could just make sure that people have followed through on those actions. So we hope this will be fun for your team. We hope that it will be enlightening and also practical. So as usual, as Inspired Leadership, we're here for you. If you have any questions about this facilitation, please reach out to us. If you want some help, we can also be there for you. And finally, we can talk to you about what else we do as Inspired Leadership and the program that we offer to help you build inspired leaders. Thanks very much.